Happy Christmas! Welcome to an incredible vegan moist fruitcake. Might sound really unassuming, really basic, but this is so elegant in its simple sophistication. It's moist, it's fruity, it lasts a long time, and it's one of those cakes that you kind of go, oh, I don't eat fruitcake, and as soon as you taste it, you go, oh, this just tastes so nourishing. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, and this is so worth making. Okay, into a medium-sized saucepan, I have 200 grams of dried cranberries, 175 grams of dried raisins. All raisins are dried, so just raisins will do fine. 200 grams of vegan butter. This is obviously gonna add the moisture so it doesn't burn. 150 grams of brown sugar and 3 tablespoons of molasses. Molasses is one of the stickiest substances on the planet, so just be careful. If you don't have molasses, it's worth seeking out. You could use barley malt instead. It just adds that kind of wonderful, slightly, kind of almost like, I'm trying to think of the word to describe it. It's almost like treacle-like flavor profile. Finally, we're gonna put 180 ml of water. Alternatively, you could use 100 ml of water and 80 ml of rum, kirsch, or you could use Guinness even. So while the butter's melting, I'm gonna chop up my dates. So these are pitted dates, meaning the stone is removed from them. I'm gonna chop up my apricots and my walnuts, just so they're nice, small, and they're bite-sized. So the butter's all melted, the sugar's kind of dissolved, it smells magnificent. Okay, we've got 1 unwaxed lemon and 1 unwaxed orange, and we're just gonna take the zest from both of them into a bowl. Okay, so we've got the zest of the orange and the lemon, we're just gonna chop them in half. This is a new season orange, they are magnificent. We're gonna just add in the full juice of 1 orange in. Just my hand over here is to catch any pips. Okay, lemon, so it's 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, or about 1/4 of a boom. Just give that a nice mix. We're leaving this to cool for about 20 minutes just to allow the raisins and the cranberries just to puff up and really absorb the kind of moisture and just get really succulent. Okay, for our dry ingredients, I have 230 grams of white flour, and into that I'm adding in 50 grams of ground almonds or almond flour, and then into our agents, our raising agents. So I've got 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of allspice, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Finally, into our dry ingredients, I have our orange zest and our lemon zest. And just give that a nice fold that through nicely. Okay, so I have 2 flax eggs, so I had 2 tablespoons of brown flaxseed, and I added in 6 tablespoons of water and allowed that to sit for about 5 minutes, and it's gone lovely and gloopy. This is gonna function as a binder. I'm adding this into our wet ingredients that have cooled now. Give it a nice mix. Okay, we've got a well in the middle of our wet ingredients, or our dry ingredients. Time to add in our wet ingredients. This is quite exciting. You'll see our dried fruit is puffed up beautifully. Just fold this together nicely. Okay, so in go our chopped walnuts or nut of choice. I have 75 grams, 200 grams of chopped dried apricots, and then finally 175 grams of chopped pitted dates. With the dates, just try to ensure they're separate as they go in. So if they are clumping like this, just come in and just slowly break them up. And then take your spoon and just slowly add them in. So here we're really folding as opposed to mixing, because we really don't want to develop gluten. We want to be kind of gentle and just bring it all together. So if you do want to learn more about the fundamentals of vegan baking, we have our Ultimate Vegan Baking course. It's a phenomenal course that kind of distills all our learning, having been vegan chefs for over 15 years. It's quite scientific, quite detailed. There's over 80 different kind of lessons. It took us months and months and months to bring together, and it's fabulous. It makes a great Christmas gift or festive gift. Anyway, we've preheated the oven to 150 degrees Celsius. We have our batter here, and I have an 8-inch lined springform tin. So ideally make sure it's lined and make sure that it's loose bottom, because it makes it easier to remove. Carefully add in our batter. Just level it out nicely. Again, just being careful, thinking light, gentle, festive thoughts of love and peace and merriment. Okay, we've preheated our oven to 150 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna bake this for 1 hour 20, so that's 80 minutes until a skewer comes out nice and dry. Okay, so we baked this for 1 hour and 20 minutes. We made sure we put a skewer in, just made sure it came out clean, and we have allowed it to cool. So this is the exciting part, just removing it. Here we go. It looks beautiful, looks lovely caramelized crust on it. I love the sheen of it. I genuinely, this is one of my favorite cakes, and it's such an understated, like, traditional cake, at least in Ireland and lots of the UK. One of Granny's very own forks here. Granny, we love you dearly. Here you go. Oh, like you can see it's moist, it's crumbly, it's cohesive, it's holding together. It's beautiful, like it really is. Like, I know I've said it a couple of times, but there's something so nostalgic about it, something beautiful, so festive, so once off. There's like the nice crunchy of the nuts, there's like the sweetness, there's a nice note of nutmeg, cinnamon, orange, lemon coming in there. Jenny, one of my favorite cakes, and if whatever culture you're from in the world that you don't normally have this type of cake, it's a wonderful cake to try. It's really traditional, it's really lovely. And due to the fact that there's lots of dried fruit and nuts, it does bring more fiber for a slightly healthier cake. Anyway, I'm out of breath. I hope you enjoyed this. Do let us know if you do make this cake, tag us on social media, and sending lots of love, wishing you a happy whatever day of the year it is for you anyway. Lots of love, bye.